Okay, we'll wait for everybody to join us in here again. Okay, looking good. We've got Amani coming back.
Yeah.
I accidentally kicked you out of the class, so sorry about that.
Okay, no problem.
It's a funny thing about Collaborate. Like once I remove somebody, I can't put them back in. I have to cancel the whole thing. Okay. So we are on exercise 4, page 261, and we're just going over the answers here. Good, thank you. So number 1, exercise 4, number 1 is not passive. Number 2 is passive. Number 3 is not passive. Number 4 is passive. Number 5 is not passive. Number 6 is not passive. Number 7 is passive. And number 8 is not passive. Okay, welcome back, Walter. So the passive sentences that you check are number 2, number 4, and number 7. You check 2, 4, and 7.
Right.
Okay, guys, so that's a kind of a little way to look back and see if we've got the right verbs. That one is focused on the verb construction of passive. Now I want to take it up a notch. Let's do a little thing that's a little more challenging. And let's go to exercise 10 on page 264. And 2, I know you don't have your book, so I'm going to give you something else to do right now, and then we'll check on your answer, okay?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So boring here.
Hey, my classes are never boring. It's always something exciting going on, like being kicked out, being connected with the internet, removing students. All this is fun and exciting. It's never a dull moment in my classes. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're on exercise 10, page 264, and I'm going to make it a little bit challenging, okay? The activity says to match the person with the action. So like number 1, Alexander Eiffel is letter H, designed the Eiffel Tower. Design is a transitive verb, so it is possible to use passive. So what you're going to do, my 3 guys in the classroom, you guys are going to do number 1, 2, and 3. You're going to write a question with passive and give the answer in passive. Okay? So you might start with who or what as your question, and then use passive in your question and your answer. And basically the book gives you the answer because number 1 is H, number 2, Anwar Sadat, is letter C. Okay. And then number 3, Princess Diana, is well, you have to find the answer to that one, but it's there. It's on the right side. Okay, guys, so I'm going to assign you to one of these numbers. You're going to say or write, if you want to, you can type on the screen, but you're going to say the question, like starting with who or what. Say the question in passive and the answer in passive. Here's an example of one, like, let me see. I'm doing an example here with Leonardo da Vinci. Here's just an example. What was painted? The Mona Lisa was painted. Notice I did not put the actor in the subject position, right? Because remember, in passive, we don't say who does the action. Okay, we don't say it. So we're going to say what was painted. The Mona Lisa was painted. This is just an example. So that would be like number 9. Oh, not number 9. It's number 8. Okay. So guys, you're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and have Walter, you're going to do number 1. And Fei Young, you're going to do number 2. And Amani, number 3. And then 2, you're going to use, I'm typing it up here, okay?
Okay.
I'm writing some verbs that you're going to use. And let me try to use one that's a couple of these are the verbs we talked about earlier. Okay, so 2, you're going to use one of the verbs, either lead, invent, make, or sign, and I want you to write a question down at the bottom. Just a question that has the passive voice, and then we as a class, we're going to answer your question or try to answer it. Okay, this is a little bit challenging, but I'm kind of checking to make sure you guys know how to use passive in different ways, like in a question, in a sentence with a different tense. Okay, so is anybody ready to share their answer? Walter, are you ready for number 1?
Lead, invent, make. What's were painting?
Number 1 might be challenging because we don't have a lot of information. But do you know where the Eiffel Tower is? It's in Paris, France. So maybe we can add that to the question. Walter, do you want to do number 1? Walter, your microphone's on, but we can't hear you. Not sure what happened, Walter, but we can't hear you. Maybe you're going to have to type it.
Oh, let me ask. Can I ask you?
Yeah, go ahead, Amani.
Why, how about we have to match the column A and B, right?
A and B. This is a crazy class session here. Walter's out, guys. He's got no volume here. Okay, Amani, you're asking about A and B?
So
You're
what was your question?
you're
Is
doing number 3,
exercise
right?
10 on page? Number
Yeah,
3, right? So
you're doing number 3, but I'm changing the directions. I want you to
can I use
Mhm. Go ahead.
a different sentence or the sentence in the book?
You can do whatever you want. It's fine. I just wanted to try to use some of these words to create a passive sentence. Um,
Oh, this one's in the book, right?
yes, like Princess Diana is letter A, killed in a car crash in 1997. So how can we ask a question? How can we ask a
Oh,
question using killed in the car crash? And we have to use
okay.
passive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And 2, you're doing good. Just double check that verb there that you're creating. And anybody's also free if you want to write another question at the bottom or a sentence. We're just going to check whatever we have here. But let's see. Fei Young, you have number. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, Walter. You can type your question on the whiteboard here, Walter, and we will check it for you. And Fei Young, do you have number 2? Do you have the question? What is a question we can ask about Anwar Sadat?
We can ask what happened to our Sadat.
Yes, that would be a question in the active voice, right? The active, because happen is an intransitive verb. Can you create a question with passive?
Was Anwar Sadat shoot?
Okay, type it up there. I want to see how you,
Okay.
I
Okay.
want to see exactly what you're saying. We're going to look at the structure. Passive is all about structure, so it's really important that we get the words in the right place. And I know it's kind of crowded on this whiteboard. You can try using different colors too if it helps, but we're doing number 2 up here right now. This is number 2 that we're working on with Fei Young. So how can we make a question about Anwar Sadat? Was Anwar shot in 1981? Yeah, shot. Make sure we say shot, not shoot. Okay, this is good because look at what we have. We have the be verb, we've got a past participle, and the subject does not do the action. Anwar did not point a gun at himself and do the action. So that's a good question. Another way to write that would be who was shot in
Yes.
1981, right? Who was shot?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so those are both passive questions. And Fei Young made an active question, what happened, right? And then we have up at the top a passive sentence. Okay, so there's a couple of really good examples to look at. It's important to look at the structure because in each one you'll see, okay, what makes it passive? We've got the be verb, we got a past participle. It's the same in questions. We got to make sure in all passive questions you have a be verb and you also have a past participle. So let's look down at here at 2's sentences and questions. What was made? The cake was made yesterday. That's good. The cake did not do the action. Somebody else did the action. So this is a good way to use passive. What was invented? The television was invented in the 1990s. That's good. And what was signed? The letter was signed on Monday. So all of these are correct. Good. You get a big check mark too. And then we've got, what was designed by Alexander Eiffel? That's good. I think that's yeah, that's Walter's sentence. It's so hard not to hear Walter, right? We're so used to hearing him. What was designed by Alexander Eiffel? Yes. And then the answer, can we make the answer in passive? Okay, he's going to type the answer there. And then Amani, I see your number 3 over here. Who was killed in a car? Good. Princess Diana was killed in a car accident. Good. He designed the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, this is the active sentence. Yeah, so that would be active. What about passive sentence? The Eiffel. I don't know, something like that. The Eiffel Tower was designed in France, or was designed, yeah, there you go, was designed by Alexander Eiffel. Good. We're not going to check your spelling, Walter, because we would have a lot of things to talk about, but we got the main idea. The Eiffel Tower was designed, and you can add in France, or you can say by Alexander Eiffel. Good job, guys. We are done for today. We're out of time. On Thursday, we're going to talk about using the by phrase. A lot of students are like, "Oh yeah, we gotta have this by phrase in here." And so we're going to talk about when and why and where to put the by phrase, and we'll also talk about using past participles as adjectives. Oh my gosh, I love adjective. This is going to be fun. And we'll also practice using modals in passive. Okay, so we are done for today. Let me share the homework with you before you go. Are there any questions on this screen before I exit the screen? Okay, everybody's doing great so far with these. Remember the 4 requirements of passive, okay? And that will help you as you're doing homework. And let's see. There it is. Okay, so here's your homework. Do exercises 2, 3, 5, and 9, pages 259 to 264. Exercise 2, 3, 5, and 9. And then also do your chapter 9 test by Friday. Okay, that one's in the My English Lab. There are 3 people that have not done the test yet. So go back in there and do that. Okay, guys, and that's it for today. If anybody needs help or questions to ask or anything, let me know.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to post this PowerPoint and the video, but the video will be in 2 different parts because we got disconnected in the middle, separated. Everybody was going every which way. We lost Walter. We can't hear him. Guys, we got to get this together. We're falling apart as a class.
So in the movie, we still hear when we talkative.
In the morning?